Hey guys, it's Ashton. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for clicking on this video today. Pretty much, I felt like having a little sit down chit chat with you guys, give you a little life update, where I've been, just so on and so forth. It feels really weird to record right now because it's been a long time since I've actually sat down and recorded a video. Over the past couple of months, I have tried recording, or I would record, and somewhere along the lines, just things wouldn't work out, wouldn't go as planned, and it started to just make me feel defeated to the point where I was just like, am I really supposed to be doing YouTube? Like, is this really supposed to be my thing? But I realized that it is my thing, and I wouldn't have the continuous thought of wanting to post and wanting to record if it wasn't my thing. So I am thankful for just getting the inspiration to actually record today. And it was so unintentional. I actually went to work today, but when I woke up, just something in my spirit was telling me, like, you're really not supposed to go to work today. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why, because I legit just had 2 days off, time to recuperate and things of that nature. But it was just like, I am not supposed to go in today. So I went to work, and then I just ended up leaving early. So on my drive home, which is a very long drive, hour and 15 minutes, it's just something clicked. Yes, I didn't want to be at work, but it wasn't like I was tired. I was mentally checked out from work, but I wasn't physically tired to where when I came home, I just wanted to be in bed and things like that. I really still wanted to be active, and I still wanted to be proactive. And it's like a light just went off in my head, and it just clicked. It was just like, let me record a YouTube video. Like, let me stop making excuses. Let me stop finding a reason as to why I can't record, and just do it. Like, just do it. So here I am, just doing it. I'm excited. I'm nervous, hence why I'm like stuttering and repeating words. But it's just like, I've been living life, experiencing life these past couple of months, and I really felt like it's been a test to my adulthood, a test to what I can handle, a test to my strength, my faith, just all of the above. And I realized that I made this channel to be able to talk to individuals that may be going through the same thing as me, because what I realized is currently right now in this whole YouTube realm, in this whole YouTube world, I feel like everything is promoting brands, having ads, and just click on my Amazon cart or just whatever the case may be, which is cool. But it's just like, I've been in search of just content creators that really are here to just create content, not for the sake of selling something, but to be able to reach and touch a group of people that may be going through the same thing as them, or can just enjoy the simple part of YouTube, not the advertising part of it. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. There is like the financial benefits of it, but I'm just to the point where it's just like, you can't watch a video without having, sponsored by, or click the link down here and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, instead of keep trying to search for this person that I can relate to, that speaks on the things that I may be currently going through, or whatever the case may be, let me just be that person. Let me just get back into the groove of it and be that person that I'm so desperately trying to seek in others. So we about to talk about some real life shit. Pardon my French, but that's really what it's about to be. So when I created my channel in December, I was still 27, and I was just over being 27 and just everything that was going on in my life. So going into the new year 2022 and then also getting older, I was just like, you know what? I am making it a point for 28 to be like my best year yet, as far as putting myself first, just shifting and putting myself in a position to just be great, just be overall great. And in the midst of me doing that, I thought my shift and my change would be instant. Because I'm now changing my mindset, everything has no choice but to fall in line. But that's not how it works. I didn't realize it until honestly, really recently, that when you decide to do better for yourself, things aren't always just going to instantly change for you. And I feel like I had that naive thinking because I was so unhappy with just how my life was going and just the things that I was dealing with. So when January hit, I'm just like, all right, bet. 2022, positive year, positive energy. I'm implementing all of these like little things into my life that's so-called gonna help it get better, as far as like working out, trying to eat better, or just overall making it a point to like eat the way how I'm supposed to, and just carrying a positive mindset and altering just how I'm thinking. But it's just like, that's really just a small portion of it. Yes, you can think those things and you can start off doing it, but you have to make sure that your intentions are there. You have to make sure that you are going to stick to what it is that you're speaking on. And that's when I realized that I'm really in this and it's not as easy as you think it's going to be. So one of my dilemmas in life is being financially stable or just financially responsible altogether. When things aren't going good, things aren't going well for me, if I'm upset, any type of minor interference in my life, my way of coping is shopping. It's buying something. Because I keep to myself, I can't even say I keep a small circle. I really do keep to myself, like I'm a true loner. I don't just call on people or talk to people. I buy things. That's my way of feeling better. But I started to notice, for one, with how the economy started to change, that I don't have the means of spending the way how I was spending before. And quite frankly, I had no business spending the way I was spending before, because it's just like, you can't say that you want to get yourself out of debt, or I want to get myself out of debt, and I want to start just setting the foundation to at some point have my own home, so on and so forth, when I'm out here just spending money and just getting things that honestly do not serve a purpose in my life. They give me that instant gratification, but after that it's just like, okay, well, what else? And it's just like, you realize that all you're going to wind up doing is keep buying and buying and buying until you can't buy anymore. And that's honestly where I had gotten myself, where I truly could not buy anymore. And I had placed myself on a budget, and when I really started to see things for what it was, I realized like, I'm in no position to be buying not one more thing from anybody's store, like at all. I mean, at all. So from December, probably all the way up until April, May, I had put myself on a tight budget. I mean, tight. Especially with how the gas prices were, tight. So there was that. And I just got humbled. I got really humbled during that period of time, because it was just like, okay, 2022 is kind of off to a real janky start right now. I committed myself. I'm speaking positivity. I'm getting more into my spiritual side and building a relationship with God. And I'm just like, okay, well, shouldn't things be getting better? Like, shouldn't things be improving? Where's my blessings? Like, what's tea? And it was just like, I started to find myself to get really like unhappy, because it's just like, okay, well, why aren't things working out for me? And that's when you start to realize how much, or I started. See, Google be playing with me sometimes, so we're going to disregard that. But in the midst of like me questioning all that stuff and wondering why things aren't getting better, it also made me realize how much I compare myself and how much I don't give myself credit for. So I enjoy social media, but then I also realized how much I was letting it like interfere with my life and just how I would view myself, because you'll see people my age or younger than me just established in these great setups, and that's what you see. Now, I don't know these people, but just based off what I see, it made me think like I am far behind. I am just messing up left and right when it comes to life, and it started to affect me. It did. It really, really did, and I'm not going to lie, because for so long I've been wanting to maintain this perception of me, this idea of this put together, well established young female that got her shit together. And to a certain degree, very much so, that is me. But then at the same time, I was allowing that perception to break me down as well, because I wasn't allowing myself to be vulnerable with people that I should be able to be vulnerable with, or give myself grace in situations where it's okay for me to not be okay. It's okay for me to have breakdowns and have moments of just not knowing what to do. I am only 28, and when it comes to this thing called life, there is no handbook for it. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody goes through things in a way where not everyone can relate. And that's what I was also starting to realize too, was in my situation, based off of what people saw, they looked at me as having my shit together. They looked at me as being this well put together young lady that may not need help, when currently in this era of my life, I do need help, or at least someone to just talk to. And that's when I started to realize the people that really were supposed to be in my life and the people that weren't supposed to be in my life. And that's when things started to really get like lonely, because in the midst of me understanding what was going on with me, I started to realize that not everyone I can keep around and not everyone I can still be friends with. And I kind of talked about this in a previous video, but it really affected me because I kept questioning, like, well, is it me? Like, why is it that every time that I have friends or I make friends, the relationships don't last? But I realized that I always meet people in certain stages of my life. I'm forever evolving, forever changing. And some people aren't meant to move on with you into your next chapter. And I always felt bad because I'm just like, well, how can I just abandon these people? But then at the same time, you can't just sacrifice your happiness and sacrifice your growth for the sake of other people. And I realized that it is okay to just walk away. So that's what I did. I walked away, and I also realized that not everyone needs to have an explanation. Not everything has to be this sit down conversation. Sometimes people just need to drift apart, and that's that. And that's what happened. So you had financial situations going on, you had relationship situations going on, and it was just one of those things where I'm just like, how is this supposed to be a good year? And how am I supposed to be like, things are going great for me, when in all actuality it's not? Thinking about the fact that I changed my mindset but still going through a lot of hardship, it really made me confused as to what it is I was supposed to be doing. Was I living life correctly? Like, what is going on? And I started to think And then I started to see little things here and there, which made me realize that I'm really not the only one going through this. Not everyone speaks on the fact that sometimes you get to that certain age in life where you may not have that group of friends, those close friends, or the great career or the great situation, and you're really and truly trying to figure things out. Like, no one speaks on the hardships of truly coming into your adulthood. It's like everything is so glamorized, as if high school, graduate, college, graduate, successful career, boom, just you're good. And it's just like, it's not like that. Like, there's slight conversation on hardships that people experience, but people really don't talk about the majority that be really trying to figure shit out well into their late 20s, because it just seems like the moment you talk about it, there's this sense of embarrassment. There's this, oh, I'm the only one. Oh, like, I don't want people to think like I'm less than. But it's just like, in all actuality, being an adult is hard. Being an adult is not easy. And quite frankly, it's ghetto. But at the end of the day, I really wouldn't change my situation, honestly speaking. Because in the midst of all of the craziness that I was going through and dealing with, I established two really, really, really great relationships. One being my relationship with my mom. The past year has been amazing for me. And I say year because I honestly reconnected with my mom officially 100% in December of last year. I had a really, really, really bad panic attack on my way to work, to the point where I had to turn around and come back home, because I really just at that point did not know what to do, what was going on, why everything was the way it was. Like, I really and truly was just lost and broken. And I feel my voice cracking because it's just like, speaking on the relationship that I've been able to establish with her, I really am grateful for. So this is a moment of me also giving her her flowers. I tell her, but I genuinely mean it when I tell you I love this woman to death. Like, I love this woman to death. And I'm not going to cry. But anywho, I was able to pretty much reconnect with my mom and develop this new relationship that I did not think would ever happen. It truly is a test of time, patience, and just growth, all of the above. When your intentions are now genuine and you truly choose to just release, let go, and evolve as a person, you really will be surprised of the things that take place in your life. So that was one of the relationships. The second relationship that I established during this time was my relationship with God. Because when you are completely lost and there's literally, in my eyes, there was nothing else for me to do. Like, there was no other direction for me to turn to. And it's like, when you're broken down so much, it's just like, for me, it just felt like there was nobody else to call on but God. To actually pray, to actually just have these, not be afraid to have these conversations with him. And if this is too much for you, hey, sorry, but I will say that my spiritual side has grown tremendously. I used to just wonder, why is my faith less than everyone else? Like, why doesn't it click the way how it clicks for everyone? But it's because I hadn't had found my moment where I truly, truly, truly just needed him. Because in the midst of like everything that was going on, like I said, I was going through this hermit / isolation. So it really was just me 99.9% of the time. So with it just being me, sometimes, majority of the time, I had no one to really talk to. So I talked to God. And there were a lot of situations that I went through where it's just like, it's only by the grace of God that I was able to get through it, to get through those dark times, those depressive states, those financial burdens, those just moments of feeling like giving up and just completely shutting down. It's only because of him that I was able to pull through and to be where I am today. And I'm trying not to get emotional, but it's just like, in all actuality, this is a full circle moment for me, a real recap moment for me, because one of the things that kept me from filming is getting this vulnerable. It's really hard for me to open up to people and to really just talk to people, because not everyone wants to listen. Not everyone nowadays takes the time to really understand what's going on with their loved ones and provide them the time that's needed. And I feel like in my generation, not all, but many tend to want that type of relationship with friends. And I was in that same situation where I wanted the people that I wanted to listen to me to be close friends or a boyfriend. But I realized the reason why those relationships weren't in my life or haven't been in my life is because I needed to work on the relationships with my immediate family. In order for me to get the things that I'm trying to receive, I need to fix what's around me, the people that's surrounding me, the people that I've lived with, that have been around me since the day I was born. So yeah, that was a lot. I wasn't expecting to get that deep, and I did, and it's just like, holy shit. But nonetheless, I don't want it to seem all bad, because it really wasn't all bad. Honestly, none of it was bad. And that's the funny thing, where despite everything that I went through, I can genuinely say I'm glad that I went through it, because 2022 has been a good year for me, because it's the year that I've been able to set my foundation. It's the year that I've been able to just kind of clear my path and just set my intentions on what it is that I really want out of my life. And with doing that, I feel like going into the new year, I'm ready to receive my blessings. I'm ready to let go and just fully live. No longer survive, but live. Live life, enjoy life, and go into it fully knowing that I'm invested into everything that's better for me and that is good for me. No longer sacrificing who I am for people, for individuals, for a job. Just not putting myself in a position to just be unhappy. That's really what it comes down to. I've been just on this journey in this search of just genuine happiness and just being true to who I am, to where now I really can't be around foolishness. I really can't tolerate just anything. And I realize when I'm surrounded by it, I'm just not who I am and who I need to be. So I've learned to just gracefully bow out. everyone that knows me knows that I will go ghost quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it's never off of no animosity, but it's just like, if it ain't for me, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna keep it a being with you. I'm gonna leave. But yeah. So what else? I don't want it to be like all sad stuff. Like, I'm trying to think of like all the good, funny stuff. So I got locks. I finally locked my hair. So I started in December, and all along I knew like I wasn't about to do like the whole full-blown lock journey. Once I started to do my investigation and my research, and I know everyone's going to be like, oh, don't compare your journey to other people. Once I started to look into how long it took for some people to either get to shoulder length, talking about some 5 years, I was like, no ma'am. So I got lock extensions, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first got them, the adjustment was hard. It was so hard because it was a new look for me, but then at the same time I was just like, I don't think I like this. I don't think this was a good decision. This was not a good decision. But with time, as they start to like marinate, and I'm seeing it on a day-to-day basis and the whole nine, and does help getting compliments as well, I've grown to love my locks. I'm loving just the experience of having them. I do sometimes be having that little voice talking about some, oh, what if we cut our hair again? But in all honesty, I don't think I will. I'm enjoying this lifestyle. It's been so easy on me as well. Just the maintenance and just how my life is currently. It's the best decision I've made. I don't have time to really just continuously get my hair done. I was over the whole lace front thing. Maintenance of cutting your hair also is a lot of maintenance, especially for me, that every 2 weeks business, it wasn't going to happen with how my schedule is set up. So yeah, got locks, and currently, how long? May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 7 months since I've had my locks. And like I said, best decision I could have made for myself. So yeah, that was one positive. What's another? I'm trying to think. Like, I don't want to make it seem like my whole time span away from YouTube has been on some depressive girl cry business. Like, yes, I have cried so freaking much. I've cried so much, but it's really on some honesty speaking. I've just realized in order for me to get through things, I do have to break down. I really do have to have those moments of just crying and just having someone listen to me, and then I bounce back. Because at the end of the day, I know in order for me to achieve what I need to achieve and get done what I need to get done, I can't just wallow in my just sadness and stuff like that. I have to at some point just put on my big girl pants and get it done. That might, well, no, there's more. I took the initiative and I sought out additional help to get my resume done. It might be a small thing to some people, but for me, it really was a huge step in the right direction. Like, that right there showed me how committed I was to actually wanting to leave my job and really make changes in my life. Because for so long, I would complain about my job and just overall, just how everything was going, but I really wasn't doing anything about it. So just doing something as minor as getting my resume done, having a cover letter, updating my Indeed, and actually actively looking was a huge step in the right direction. Because it's so easy for us to talk about doing something, wanting to do something, and just never doing it. And it's a real common thing. My level of procrastination, top tier. But yeah, that actually made me feel really, really good. Just knowing that I invested into me, which is something that I really wasn't doing that much. I thought I was, but I wasn't. Not in the way how I should be. So that was that right there, actually. That really made me feel good. That really made me feel good. Yeah. I don't know what else to talk about. Because, like, pretty much that's really it in a nutshell. It's been just a lot of ups and downs and just happy moments, sad moments. But more than anything, I just wanted to just be open and honest about it. What I noticed is that whenever I would watch YouTube videos and people coming on here talking and kind of halfway disclosing their information, it kind of would frustrate me because I'm just like, nobody on YouTube wants to be vulnerable, which I can understand. But in the same time, it's just like no one wants to show like the raw emotion of what they've experienced. Well, recently, I feel like the group that's out right now, just everything is just so, it has to be aesthetically pleasing. It has to be put together. It has to be this spectacular, grand video and just all the edits and the whole nine. And it's just like, it just all seems fake, pretty much. So, yeah. But that's it. That's really all that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully, I stay consistent this go round, and I feel like I will. Because compared to other times, this is like the farthest I have gotten when it came to actually recording. So, yeah. If you have made it this far, appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. I'll see you in my next one.